Hey, welcome to our Sunday preview for the 15th of September. Coming up this weekend, we have the Gospel of Mark, chapter 8. And it says, Jesus and his disciples set out for the villages of Caesarea Philippi. Along the way, he asked his disciples, "Who do people say I am?" They said in reply, "John the Baptist, others Elijah, still others one of the prophets." And he asked them, "But who do you say that I am?" Peter said in reply, "You are the Christ." And he warned them not to tell anyone about him. He began to teach them that the Son of God must suffer greatly and be rejected by the elders, the chief priests, and the scribes, and be killed, and rise again after 3 days. He spoke this openly. At this he turned around and said, looking at his disciples, he rebuked Peter and said, "Get behind me, Satan. You are thinking not as God does, but as human beings do." He summoned the crowd with his disciples and said, "Whoever wishes to come after me must deny himself, take up his cross, and follow me. For whoever wishes to save his life will lose it, but whoever loses his life for my sake and the sake of the gospel will save it." The gospel of the Lord. Well, from this passage here, as opposed to St. Matthew's gospel about the same thing, you might not pick up the importance of the place Jesus and the disciples went to. Caesarea Philippi was a Roman town way up in the north of Israel. It's about the farthest away Jesus ever got from Jerusalem. And it was a pagan shrine to the Roman god Pan of fertility. And it was a place really of, a lot of immorality and sex cults and pagan rituals and so on. And it was really odd that Jesus would take his apostles up there. But he wanted to take them there to the place that would have been considered by the average rabbi the most evil place in the world, so that he could present this question to them. "Who do people say that I am?" And Peter responded on behalf of them, "You are the Christ, the Son of the living God." And Peter was bang on there. But then that was the context in which Jesus wanted to talk about how much we'd be persecuted for our belief in him, that we have to take up the cross every day, that world of paganism and evil was not going to make peace with us lightly, that his disciples and his followers would be a threat to that old order of the Roman pagan rituals, and the two things can't really coexist. And so Jesus wanted to prepare his apostles for the fact that there'll be persecution ahead. It's not just a question of hanging out with like-minded people and getting along and creating a little commune of like-minded people. We have to go out into the world, and we have to try to convince the world that Jesus is the word of life and the Savior. But we should have no illusions that that's going to be just embraced and welcomed. No, the empire is going to strike back, the evil empire. And this is what the church faces over and over again. We may feel it here, even our own American culture, to a large extent, right? And we have to just keep in mind that we are different. We are a threat to the pagan culture around us. And take up the cross every day.